I'm about to lose my house, Kim. Between no work, no money.
What do you want me to do about that?
You know, if I had the money, man, I'd hook you up with it, you know? I can't. I got money problems of my own.
If you get enough money for the both of us, I'm all yours, forever and ever.
What I want is for you to sit right there and beg me for a job.
Beg. What if we just walked in there and cleaned them out?
Rob him. Like as in commit a robbery.
I wanted each character to have a point to the story, or not just another face. I wanted each one to serve a purpose. And with Wilkes and Derek, they're all, they're struggling financially, and they're trying to find means to get ahead and get what they want money-wise. And then you have the Victor, which is not your typical mob boss. This one's a little different. He's actually struggling personally and otherwise. I think it paints a different picture for a character in his position. And then his girlfriend, meanwhile, is like double-crossing, him, everyone throughout the movie. So she has some underlying motives that the audience isn't aware of till the very end. And then there's the hitman, which I thought was a nice twist to throw that in there. All the stories were intertwined. All the characters would intertwine with one another, which I thought would enhance the story. I spent about 6 months from the time I started writing it to the final draft. I spent about 3 months going through auditions of actors sending me their auditions through email. It was a tough process. First time going through something like that. A lot of work and auditioning alone. I believe the first person I cast was Jerry Hayes for Bronson. He loved the script and he felt he was right for the part.
What do you think? You're making a fucking payment on a credit card?
Look here.
No, you listen to me, you lying sack of shit.
You think you're making a payment on a fucking credit card?
Oh yeah, you look here. No, you listen to me, you lying sack of shit.
And then he introduced me to Kevin Hartzman for the lead in Wilkes. It was one of the toughest ones, one of the toughest roles to fill, given it's the leading role and he's carrying the weight of the movie. I just saw it in Kevin. I just had that feeling that Kevin can pull it off.
Let me tell you what's going to happen now. See this money? I'm keeping it. I'm keeping all of it. You're not getting a fucking nickel. You're on your own. So it looks like you lose all the way around. Let me tell you what's going to happen now. You see this money? I'm keeping it. I'm keeping all of it. You ain't getting a fucking nickel. You're on your own. So it looks like you lose all the fucking way around, Derek.
The character of Derek, Michael Renda portrays him. I found Michael myself. Jerry found the rest of the cast for me, but Michael I found on my own. His audition is just, he's showing the weak side of the character.
I figured if I could just scrape enough together, it could just be her and I. She's only with him for the money. She does.
I figured we could scrape some funds together and it'd just be her and I. She's only with that guy for the money.
What makes you think it'd be any different with you? She love you?
She does?
Mira, Ashley Everest, she just, I was looking for like a bitch, a cold, cynical bitch, and her audition, I could tell she could bring it. And once I saw that, I knew she was the one for the role. George Augustus, I liked the way he looked. I think he had the right stuff, but he was just a little over the top, more than what I was expecting. In George's audition, he just came off as this big badass. And I told Jerry, because Jerry recommended George to me, I said, Jerry, I like him, but can he tone it down a bit? So he sent me a second audition, and it was much better. Denise, Amelia, she plays Wilkes' ex-girlfriend, Kim. She really brought more than I was expecting. She did a great little part. Joe Elliott, the banker, very small role, one scene. I'm very excited about making the movie. Yeah, so I locked him in. Once I met everyone, that I picked the right people for the job. And we had our cast. I met the crew at Mossman Editorial and I got up to Michigan and we hit it off. They liked the script. Fred Mossman, Nick Carr, Evan Mans did the read-throughs, broke down the script and the budget. I was just trying to keep it under 10,000. I started shooting probably within a month after I moved up there. Once we started shooting, everything just kind of flowed. You know, everyone knew their places. One of the biggest obstacles was time. You know, you're trying to cover so much and work around everyone's schedule, and you have all these pages to do. You want to get done this day. When it came to the shooting, I would ask the cast and crew for their input sometimes. I was very flexible in that regard because I wanted the cast to use their creativity in, you know, creating their character in the moment. And as you know, the crew, I want them ideas with the camera, ideas with the lighting. Should we try this? You know, I wanted everyone to work together and collaborate in a positive way, so we can all have our ideas splattered across the screen when the movie was done. As far as locations go, we shot around the Detroit metro area, not too much in actual Detroit, but in the suburbs that surround it. Joe Elliott, who plays the banker, was the location manager for the shoot. Got us locations for Wilkes' house and Victor's house. We all worked together and came up with some good locations, I think, that really suited the script and suited the movie.
Look, man, if anything happens to me today, will you at least see that my son gets my cut? You do that for me?
Of course. Yeah.
Man, I played this out 1,000 times in my head how today was going to go down. Now my mind's a blank.
I became very, very impressed with is the actors. You know, they're firing off every word and bringing these characters to life and breathing air into them and speaking dialogue that I wrote. It's just so interesting to see how what I write down on paper or what a writer writes down on paper, and then you see an actor create this character.
If he got killed, I'm sure he deserved it.
Wilkes, this item, this antique, is worth over $1 million. $1 million, bro.
About 2 months or so after we completed shooting, post finally got started. With the editing, just as it was when we were shooting, I wanted the crew to throw their own ideas in, because they may see something that I don't. And if it enhances the movie, if it makes it better, yeah, we'll go with it. I saw the Mossmen that they knew their stuff. They were very professional in their work. Put this movie together, it was astonishing. Slowly, it's becoming an actual movie.
Making a splash in the movie business, and now those of us here at home have a chance to check out his new feature film. The plot of Getting Out involves a few...
One of which is Getting Out. Tell me about that one.
That's right. Getting Out is a crime action-packed.
Bringing in multiple awards at film festivals all the way from Kansas City to Los Angeles.
It's doing pretty good. I can't complain.
And by pretty good, he means wide release on video on-demand services around the country.
Once the movie was finished, I just started sending the movie out to festivals immediately, because you don't know how a movie's going to do. You know, you just put your time and your heart into a project like this. It's 11 awards so far. Boston, Nevada, LA, Siphono Ventures, who handles low-budget movies, and they got me a distribution deal fairly quickly through Gravitas Ventures, who are pretty big in the video-on-demand distribution. Getting all these awards, getting distribution, this little low-budget indie movie. Going through this whole process and just getting all this recognition and people wanting to put it out there, and then it gets out there, it just kind of leaves you speechless. You know, I guess it just goes to show that it can be done. You know, if you have the desire and the ambition to do something like this, whether it's a movie or whatever, and you stick with it, you know, good things happen.
So where am I going? No, really. Sometimes you have to go away in order to come back. Let's just say that's my plan for now.